Okay, so I know there are a lot of folks out there like myself that are in the market for multiple mini PCs. Or there are those that would like to get maybe a mini PC as just kind of a side one, extra, something for the kids just to mess around with. And they really want to keep the price down as much as possible. So I thought would be interesting is to see if we were to look at the four generations, G1 through G4 of the EliteDesk on eBay, what can we get for $50? With the ideas that, shipping would be extra. Obviously we want to stay within norms. I've seen some ridiculous shipping charges, but for the most part, around $50. Maybe we may go a little higher if it's a best offer, and in which case we would offer 50. But just to see what do we get, how much of a full package are we getting for that price? For myself, when I'm looking, the one area that I don't worry about is the power adapter. I always kind of think of that as separate, and so few of them come with power adapters that I'm just going to assume we'll put the power adapter to the side. Yes, it's an additional expense, and usually around another $10. But if you've been, like myself, collecting power supplies through the years, maybe from old laptops or various ones, it's possible that you already have the particular one you need. But if you need to pick one up, again, I've paid as little as like 7 or 8 for him. I've paid as much as 15 for him. So we'll put those to the side. So let's start with the EliteDesk 800 G1. Now, one thing with eBay is that sometimes it's pretty good with finding things that are similar. Other times it doesn't quite understand. So you may need to end up looking for both the EliteDesk 800 G1 DM, which is the technical true name of that unit, or look for Mini. So we're going to start out looking for the DM one and kind of see what we get for that. I'm going to go for, lowest price first. We're going to, jump off, this one obviously, this is just a front bezel. We're going to stay away from anywhere there are bids. If you guys want to bid on stuff, that's great. And you might get lucky. Like this one, you might just get it for that $20. I just don't always have the best luck with bids. I prefer buying it straight out. Even if I have to go back and forth with the particular seller, maybe I make an offer, they counter offer, etc. So let's see, we've got this one looks like it's pretty bare bones. We don't want to go for that. This is pretty good. This is a good company, the Lake Michigan Computers. We get a quad-core 4590T, which is kind of the base sort of standard one that you get with the G1. 8 gig of memory, very nice. No hard drive, no AC. Let's kind of give a peek at that. Let's see. I always love when they've got pictures. It's using the actual good, the Hynix memory, no kind of weird knockoff stuff. The 4590T, I have it on several of my units. Great CPU. Again, it's kind of its standard workhorse. $45, free shipping. That's pretty nice. So that would be a good one. You've got here $48. This one actually has Wi-Fi. That one for $2 more is pretty nice because then you don't have to go trying to get it hooked up. Let's see. Yep, it's got on the back. Inside, looking good. Pretty clean. $48. Not bad. Wi-Fi not, maybe like Wi-Fi not tested. So looks like they've got a couple of those. That's one thing I like when I'm searching for something and I find it is that if they've got multiple units, then I kind of know, well, if there's something really wrong with the thing that comes, they've got some sort of backup that they could, send to me, a replacement. Let's see, this is from a different one, gets us right at the $50 mark. Doesn't really say, let's see, what's the back look like? No Wi-Fi on this one. So I think that other one's a better deal. Looks like the same sort of thing. Buy now, $45.90. So, there's this is the best offer, so you could go for $50 on that one. This, though, is using an i3, and it's only 4 gig of memory. So if I can get 8 gig of memory on a G1, that's a pretty nice deal. So we've got some good ones there at the $50. Let's look for mini, see if that's any different. Let's see. This one's looks a little different. This is the 4570T. I believe I've used that. That one I believe is technically a duo core instead of quad core, but it does have 4 threads. Let's see. This is nice. You get your power supply. How's about the back? No Wi-Fi. Any pictures on the inside? No, just outside. I really wish all sellers would put the stuff. I think we already saw this one before. This one looks a little, again, you're only talking 4 gig. Might as well get 8 if you can. I mean, that's kind of odd 12 gig. Problem with 12 gig is that means it's 8 and 4. You're only going to get the dual channel on the 4, not on the 8. So it can only dual channel where it sort of has the stuff in common. This is the best offer, $10 delivery. You could probably get that one down. This one you get your 500 gig mechanical drive thrown in. Let's see what's in this one. Mechanical. I don't know. Yeah, it's. I don't know if that's even worth it. No Wi-Fi on that one. So, okay, so we're looking pretty good with some choices for the G1. Let's look at the G2 and see what we can get for 50. Okay, PC. Okay, shipping lowest. Okay. Yeah, this is cheap, but no CPU, RAM. You're going to spend at least $25 just on the CPU, so that kind of puts it into a different range. These no CPU. Let's look at this one. Okay, not bad. This is $38. Kind of thrashed on the back as far as the Wi-Fi. Yeah, this is not in the greatest shape. Let's see. Wonder if this one's a little better. No RAM. Yeah, wow. It looks like they just reused the same picture. Untested. Probably want to stay away from that. Oh, okay. Here we go. $50. 35 watt. You've got your i5-6500T, so your quad core, 8 gig of RAM, no hard drive, that's fine. We all have the SSDs and other things hanging around. You could look up more information since it actually has the serial number there. So that's not too bad. Let's see if we have some others. This is a best offer. Interesting, all kind of torn apart there. Let's see, this one, you pay a little bit more for the shipping. So it's $45, $10 shipping. How's the back? Okay, no Wi-Fi. Inside looks pretty good. What was that? Let's see. Did we get Wi-Fi with this one? Do we have a... I guess we don't have a back picture to tell. Although, let's see. Yeah, probably no Wi-Fi. Normally we'd see something sticking on the back there. Let's see, $50. Okay, so this is a 65 watt, no RAM. If you wanted to go that route, no Wi-Fi. I don't like no picture, so I can't. Remember, we also want to make sure that we have a caddy in the thing. That's why having that internal picture is so good. This one might be a little tight. It's 60. I don't know, offering 50. We'll see. That gives you, got Wi-Fi. It's got a 6500T. It's got a hard drive in there. Quantity, interesting. Are you getting 2 of them? Okay, quantity. RAM size 4 gig. Weird. You got 2 pictures, 2 things, 5 available. That's weird. Well, maybe someone can check that out and see, hey, do you actually get 2 G2 minis for that? Okay, so, you know, there's some stuff that you could do for the G2. Okay, let's look at G3, which you would think there wouldn't be a lot, but in checking before, it actually, let's see, this is bare bones, so we'd have to buy some stuff. No CPU, not so interested. This is a bid. Best offer, bare bones. This is a bid. Okay. Wonder what a grade C. Oh, okay. We're not even looking at it. We asked it to do a mini. Why are they showing us small form factor? These are all bare bones. And okay, here we go. Let's look at this one. So this is $40, 6600T. So you're not getting a 7th gen, but you do get 8 gig. Let's see what the inside. You do have a caddy. Let's see. Does it look like we get? I don't think we get Wi-Fi. No Wi-Fi. Nice unit. Tested boot up, good condition. 38 and then $10 for delivery. So you're looking at the $50 mark. That's pretty good. That at least gets you the stuff you need. This says parts. I would stay away. To me, $20 delivery is a little steep for that. So, yeah, I would stay away from that. This one, it's a best offer. This one looks a little beat up. A little worse for wear here. No Wi-Fi. We'll see on that one, you know. Again, these $20 to ship something, a little high there. Okay, this is a best offer. This one gives you an AC adapter, so right away that's worth it. Let's see, we get 8 gig of memory, 6500T. Looks like we got Wi-Fi. We have an inside picture, and we have a caddy. To me, this is looking like probably the best one. I like this, more than 10 available. So if you have good luck with them, then you may want to go back and get a second one, or you roll the dice and get 2 at the same time. So not bad. Now let's look for EliteDesk 800 G4 Mini. And I'm sure folks are saying, well, what about, why aren't you looking for ProDesk 600s and so forth? Yes, you could definitely do that. There's so many permutations. Of course, I could look for ProDesk 400s. I could look for a lot of these things. I just wanted to kind of give an idea at the EliteDesk level what we can find. Yes, you can find some deals, especially if you want to go with the ProDesk, because oftentimes the ProDesk and the EliteDesk for these things are interchangeable. I mean, they're just, straight out. You'll notice that not too many of the 65 watt are showing up in here either. There's just not a lot of 65 watt for sale in general. I think a lot of places tended to just go with the 35 watt when they were buying them in bulk. But let's look at for the G4, see what we can get. Okay. Okay, this is bidding. Okay. So this one, this is a bare bones. And normally I wouldn't show the bare bones, but what's nice with this is that you do have Wi-Fi already there. Does not have a caddy. That's a big bad, because that's going to run you at least another, anywhere from $8 to $12 to get that. So you may not want to go that route. Then you're going to have to spend probably at least, it depends on your CPU. If you want to go kind of baseline 8500T, you're talking about almost $50. So yeah, okay, let's keep going. There's got to be something here. Okay, so this is an i3. Bid, sorry. Okay, this is a buy it now. Okay, no hard drive. Oh, no, no RAM. Yeah, this is only good if you really wanted to go. I mean, I didn't expect to find much for $50 at the G4 range. What's about this? Read. Well, for one thing, yeah, it's pretty thrashed. There's no front, so you'd have to buy a new front. Let's see. Does it show the innards? Innards actually look pretty good. Does not boot up. However, it temporarily shows signs of power and plugged in. Okay. Yeah, this would really be a roll the dice one. I've done too many of those myself and been burned. This is parts. Yeah, if you're going to go G4, it's going to be pretty hard to $50 range. You can get in on it, but you're going to have to add all your parts to it and components. Let's see, since we got some time here, let's look at the ProDesk 800 G3. Excuse me, ProDesk 600 G3. Okay, parts only. Parts. How are we here? ProDesk. This is a 6100, so it's a slower on the i3. i3s are fine, if you just want some basic stuff. But this is still $50, and I was able to get, EliteDesk with, I thought, a better processor on here. Let's see what this one looks like. Inside, clean, got the caddy. You're looking at something that's pretty much identical to the EliteDesk, but it is a slower processor. You are getting 8 gig of memory. Let's see, this is a best offer. Yeah, this one you're flying blind here because they're not showing you anything about the insides, and it says parts, so untested. Well, there's another fun word. That's a way. Oh, interesting. So this comes with the shroud to add to the back of some of the HP monitors. Interesting enough. Let's see, $39, $13 shipping. May show fully operational. I have no idea if this works. I got it from a storage unit. Okay. Is this a make an offer? This one you may want to see if the guy will take a little less, particularly because it's kind of a roll the dice type of thing. Let's see. Okay. This one looks a little better. You got an i5, although you only get 4 gig of memory. Now, if you've got some extra 4 gig, okay, Wi-Fi, nice. Let's see. If you happen to have an extra, 4 gig modules laying around, then it's not so bad. Then you just throw in the other one and you're ready to go. This, though, you would want to ask them if it has the caddy, because there's no pictures. So I would definitely check on this one as far as caddy. Untested. So you've got some, if now remember, of course, anything that's the G3 and earlier is technically unsupported Windows hardware because of the CPU. But if you look at my other videos, I install stuff on those, install Windows 11 without any issues on those units. I'm running this as we speak and doing this whole capture on a G3 that is my main computer. And yes, I did have to do a manual upgrade to the latest Windows 11. It got to a point and it said, hey, sorry, we can't send you any more of the updates on your own. You're going to have to do it yourself. So wasn't a big deal. Went through. It was a success. So the G3s are nice units. Not so wild about the little latch on the back, but you can do stuff with it. You can add a second network port, video on that. You can add USB-C. You can't have both, but at least you can add a second USB-C on the back. So there's a lot you can do with the G3, and price-wise, you could really get 2 working G3s for the price of 1 G4. And that way you could have a spare, you could do a cluster, you could do a lot of different fun stuff with it. And especially if you have Wi-Fi, you could this would be an inexpensive $50 media computer that you could put use the HD. Well, let's see, you need an adapter of going from DisplayPort to HDMI, but you could hook that up to your TV. You could browse the web on your TV if you wanted to, et cetera, et cetera. So hopefully this will give you some ideas that you can get a corporate computer for $50, and this is one that corporation easily paid anywhere from $800 to $2,000 at some point for it, and it's been presumably maintained fairly well, and then they just get old, and they don't wait for them to go bad. They just said, oh, we're going to the next model. Here's a whole giant flat of used computers, and then they get bought up and distributed and sold on eBay. So, but yeah, let me know which ones you're able to find for $50.